Welcome to the final tutorial key point video for W201. There will be another video at the end of the month just covering some revision matters, but this was the final normal tutorial. What we did was we looked back over TMA05. Again, fairly straightforward type of question for this, covering a large number of different areas, and the key to it was being systematic. What are the possible offences, and going through the actus reus and the mens rea and possible defences. And of course, cases was important, and also thinking through all the possible offences. And one thing that strikes you about criminal law is that very often prosecuting authorities can throw the book at somebody, because while there may be one major offence, and in TMA05, of course, it was the Section 3 of the Sexual Offences Act, there may be other minor offences. So the scaring somebody and making them think that they're about to be hit and then being pushed to the floor would have been common law assault and battery. So the session itself was actually one in which we looked at particular issues that are coming up at this session. So accomplice liability, theft and robbery, fraud and aggravated property offences. And what I'd say is make sure that you know all of the offences that are covered in the book. Not all the offences that there could possibly be. That would take us until the end of August to do that. But look at those specific offences, make sure that you're in a position to talk about the actus reus and the mens rea for each of them. There's been a tendency in recent years for exam questions actually to range across a number of subjects. So if you're hoping to do homicide but avoiding robbery, you may find that that's a very dangerous course to go round. So again, make sure you know what those offences are, and what we did is we looked at some questions and worked through and discussed those. Particularly useful is the looking at a problem question, and you know the old exam papers are up there on the on Elite. Go through and make your plans for how you'd answer. Don't worry so much about writing the full answer out, but making sure that you're looking at a question and you're drawing out what the key points are so that you're structuring your answer. That practice is very useful. We talked about cracking the code. I made the analogy between exam questions and crossword puzzles. And if you're doing cryptic crosswords, you'll know that certain words are signposts to the type of problem it is. Similarly with exam questions, and at the front of, sorry, it's not at the front, but actually in your TMA and assessment guide, there's some very useful advice about decoding what the examiner is looking for, and doing that from the words that are used in the question. The other thing to remember is make sure that your answer answers the question set. Most of the problems that come in exams are not because people don't know the subject. Yeah, there will be the occasional person who hasn't done any work during the year that may be faced with that problem. But if you've worked throughout the year, making sure that you've covered the main points, then that's not going to be a problem for you. What could be a problem is either the here's everything I know about an issue, and finishing off a couple of paragraphs really on answering the question. Your answer needs to be focused right from the first word on answering the specific question answered, and the other one is not thinking about it at the start of the exam and thinking, oh, this is about X, when actually a few moments reflection will see that actually it's about Y. So relevance to the question asked for is important. Don't just throw the examiner everything that you can think of. Focus your answer. We finished off by looking forward to ETMA 6, and this is one of those. I don't think you're going to find an exam question quite as extensive as this. It gives you the idea of the sort of range that there could be. It covers the whole of the common law syllabus. So offences that come under the heading of accomplice liability, of attempts, of theft and robbery, of fraud and aggravated property offences, offences against the personal, criminal damage. It's really wide. And I would say it's extremely dangerous in criminal law on 201 to just think, oh, I'm going to pick 3 out of however many subjects. You need to make sure that you are able to talk about the offences from each of the areas. But comfort yourself that it is only those specific offences. When you go into practice, you can get to know the really obscure ones. So that's it. Have a good August. Do focus now on the exams, and I look forward to seeing you in the revision day. Bye.